Hello, this is Jared playing Oxygen Not Included, and today I'm throwing myself a curveball on the Camp Terra, this asteroid. Up to this point, I've been doing a lot of standard stuff that I've done before. This is a cooling system, very similar to what I've done in the past. I've got a Draco stable set up for two different types of Dracos. We've got some bristle blossoms growing, lots of hatches, and Paku's somewheres around here. Oh yeah, they were being dumped over here, collecting a little bit of calories at the moment. So I thought I'd do something a little different. I'm asking myself, what would I do for water? And by the way, we are almost out of water. If I didn't have sand. In reality, I have 472 75 tons plus other places I could dig. But never mind that. Let's say either that wasn't the case, or maybe I just want to conserve my sand. I want to hoard it for well, who knows what. What would I do? So effectively, I want to minimize the usage of this water seed because this takes sand. One thing I could do is go after a steam turbine or a steam vent somewheres. Actually, I don't know. Is there any around here? I feel like there definitely is. But we're not going to take that approach. The reason I got this idea was because I accidentally threw some polluted water down in here. And that was because I have this polluted water line. This little section was converted, and I thought, oh no, wait a minute, that's not a problem because it's going to convert to water anyways. But I was thinking about it earlier today. This is another method of making water without the need of sand. So let's give that a go. Start off digging out some space here for construction. And yeah, other than that, getting the dupes to put in the cooling line to go up here so we can eventually grow that. I need to think about exactly what I want to do. I'm pretty sure we're going to want to have more steam turbines. So that's why I'm digging this area out. Yeah, so we'll get that created and maybe start off with a little bit of insulation down here. So starting off here with two new steam turbines. Thinking this will increase the amount of water that we can get out of the system if we need that amount. We might also need cooling because I suspect we're going to need another thermo aqua tuner. So I think making the water is probably going to be the easy part of this whole thing. I just need to make sure we get heat created in here. The hard part is going to be taking the water out. If we see water down here, it's 95 degrees. So I'm going to have to take water that's 95 degrees and cool it down because I don't want to push that towards the base because it's just going to heat the base up. But anyways, let's cover this one thing at a time. Start creating a vacuum in this little spot, or have this accessible for over here. Continue to dig out this area. Or we actually take this wall down and make sure the insulation is complete. Go up to this level. Let's get this, make sure that critter gets out of our way. Shouldn't be an issue. Let's check to make sure there's nothing behind this wall. We're ready to knock this over. Oh, hold on. Don't want dupes to touch that. There we go. Alright, so this is going to give us more room for the steam. It's also going to give us a space for another thermal aqua tuner. I've been changing the cooling line a little bit. Come back to that here in just a little bit. Let's get this all destroyed first. Okay, as we're going to this space here, steam is following along. Okay, now we're going to think about this cooling line going around. Giving a little bit room on top. So instead of having the water go out of the steam turbines and have them go up, or down rather, I'll have them go up. We'll need a liquid bridge to get across each one of these, and eventually this is going to be the our water that will get to feed the base. Final bridge just like that. Little automation check down here to make sure this vacuum stays intact. Okay, with that automation check done, just a few more pieces of this in. Now I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with this hot liquid. Pip eggs. So what I think I'm going to try to deal with the fact that we've got very hot water coming out is we're going to put in a double heat exchange. Top one here is going to be essentially taking the polluted water that's going to be going into the system. That's probably going to be around 30 or so degrees, depends whenever we get the polluted water. But it kind of seems to be a shame to put that cooler water inside this zone. So why don't we take the hot water and exchange the heat with it? So in effect, we're going to take the temperature of the water down and take the temperature of the polluted water up before it gets pushed in here. I also want to do some checks. I don't want to just push it in at maximum. At some point we might actually flood this zone, in which case it won't do anything. So I'm going to put in a temperature check with an AND gate, and just going to make sure that there isn't too much liquid or too much pressure in here. And if there isn't, then this door can be open and we can push in the polluted water. So this is going to be the polluted water line going in. So that's going to, yeah, that doesn't involve the second, suffocating. Hold on. No, 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 no. Okay, get out, get out, get out. All right. All right, well, let's see. Where was I before I had that interruption? So polluted water going, not going into the second one, actually going right up to here, right next to the hot water, which is going to be coming down here, before being dumped down here. The hot water, on the other hand, is going to go through both of them. So it's going to exchange the temperatures with the polluted water, and then it's going to have this thermal aqua tuner to cool it off, hopefully to a nice temperature. We'll see if that actually happens before being pumped out and used in the base. So this is my thinking. Whether it works or not, stay tuned. So maybe inside this zone to a priority there, just since we have a limited number of... Oh, do we need to repair? Repair. Oh, maybe not yet. I might just need to put in another order. All right, making progress. Maybe I'll put in the same setting. We'll try that, at least to start with. So the other thing I think I have to think about is what happens in the case where I can't pull enough water out of the system. We'll want to have it pushed back in, which would essentially be preventing this from going out. But at such a time, that would indicate that I don't need any more water because it's going in this direction instead of down. So this should actually demonstrate this. Let's say the base doesn't need water. It'll go down here so that we maintain some level of pressure in here, because we don't want to lose that, because obviously it is a cooling system even if we're not in need of water. Okay, let's continue on with our construction. Maybe not use that much lead. A little bit of more difficult build down here since I didn't really work on getting too much oxygen in the zone. Just dig this out a little bit, help out. And put that in. Dig out down here. Now the other option for water, looking at it, is obviously a salt water geyser, but I think it's more interesting to do this. So let's pretend that we don't want to be getting salt for our water system. Okay, I see. Rocky, good job, Rocky. Oh, suffocating. Who's in trouble now? Okay, make running right along. I think the top part of this construction is going to be a little bit easier than the bottom. One more piece there, and then we'll insulate on top. Okay, so that takes care of the top one. Just gonna let a little bit more construction be done here, or opening up this zone. Maybe mopping up a little bit of water for the moment. Might just bring in an oxygen diffuser. I think that might just be the simpler way to advance things along quickly. Sorry here, let's say you need to be below 10. And you need to be below, I don't know, maybe 20 even. Try 15,000. So there's our water that we're going to be consuming. Put in this last layer here. We're going to get some sort of splashback. Maybe we should be... no, I think we're going to be fine. Maybe. Right, insulate there. Dig that out. We might need a ladder going up. All this works. Let's see, is this a cold zone? Just curious if I should insulate the water, just in case. Maybe we will. To an insulation line. Liquid water coming out towards the base. Decide what we're going to do. Well, I guess that's just going to attach to our water supply, which right now we've used up all of this. So don't we mop that up. Now we are relying on sand, which we want to try to minimize. This is our complete water supply right now, so maybe we'd be smart. If we're going to rely heavily on this, I think I found a polluted water vent. Did I actually open? I haven't opened up. Oh, right, it's dormant. Well, it won't be dormant forever, so maybe we'll get a ladder system to be able to do that for the future. Okay, well, what do we do now? I'm going to take a moment to figure out how I want to connect in polluted water. So now I am connecting into our polluted water line. Should be a little more careful here, but that's all right. Let's get a little bit more food. Probably time to move one more of these guys over here. Or maybe not. We'll see. Let's do an attack up here. Alright, installing some ladders. And push things along. Okay, I'm quite curious to see if this is going to work. So, put a water line. A water line going out. Eventually it's going to be connecting here. And then we'll disconnect this and see if we can get away with that. Maybe over here, let's just do this type of thing. Okay, so polluted water is on the way. Going up, let's slow things down a little bit. So we've got polluted water. At 30 degrees, we get the hot water, so it's going to be hot in this zone. No doubt, no doubt. So the polluted water is going to start to take that temperature down, and the hot water, regular water, is going to try to bring it up. Okay, and we're currently in the situation of not having enough heat. Interesting. So we've got, oh, we need to have something to fill this with. So let's add that in now. Forget about that. So that's working as I expect. If I see water in there, it should prevent any new water from going in. So we're adding in our coolant. So that should take down the temperature here. So hopefully the water coming out, that temperature will start to decrease. Question is this exchange actually big enough? We'll find out over time. Okay, okay, okay. So let's just do it. Let's just say, hey, you know what? No more of this. And I will start consuming water here. And now this is water that I've gotten from polluted water without using sand. Colony achievement earned. I'm just curious whether that's the carnivore achievement. All right, I got the carnivore achievement without even trying within a cycle or two. Okay. I need to think, am I missing anything? So, oh, the dirt. Let's put in a system to automatically remove that. So I'm bringing in automation to be able to remove the dirt that we're actually getting from this system. But that's not all. I'm also worried about dumping too much water on the far side. And especially since some of the heat's going to be created over here. So what I'm actually going to change this logic to remove the opening and shutting this. Instead, that'll be controlled by this guy here. And that way I can take the polluted water and I'll send some of it. Oh, that's not going to quite work, will it? I have to go around. Maybe like this type of thing. Taking that out there. Okay, that's going to sort of, I'll at least allow some of the water to be dropped off on this side. But is that going to actually do much? The other thing is maybe we'll take this down to 22. And 22. How are we doing with maintaining the temp? It's pretty good here. I don't know what temperature is going to be worked out here, but at least this is going to make the water not be 95. Actually, that's a decent drop, I think. 95 to 50 before the actual cooling has to happen. I think the thought there, that's just going to save power. Okay. And the other thing I'm doing, bringing the heavy watt wire up a bit. Just so that we can get in some granite tiling down below. What do you have for me today, Brine? Okay, and how are we doing with our polluted water supply? Okay, we're good for the moment. Let's make a priority of getting some of the stuff inside here. Create it. I think we're going to have to open this up temporarily. That's going to be a hot spot, though. Could be hotter, though. It looks like we need more power. Or, well, I guess some power, but cooling or heat's coming from over here. Almost wonder if I should pull this guy a little bit closer over. Now that I'm dropped, let's confirm that we actually have polluted. Wow, not quite yet. So I actually want to create more heat. What if I was... this is fine right now. But what if I was in a situation where I needed more water? Would I just simply have to wait until this guy operates? Or is there something I can do? Let's also take in everything. Automatically get... Well, I guess they'll technically get rid of the granite. It's not really... Okay. Let's have that go up like that. Get that disconnected. Get this disconnected. We're about to get this cycle 100. Metal refineries in operation. That's not always going to be the case. We can't rely on heat from that. One thing I could do is put in a heater system, but I don't want to do that. Let's try to solve this problem a different way. I don't know if this is going to choke off too much of the steam. guy runs along. I should change that to 50. I don't know if that's going to do much. I mean, for the moment, we don't have a problem simply because we're getting nice and cool water from this too. Not only, I didn't expect to be in a situation where I need to add more heat to get more water. And now we're in a situation, this is as I'm expecting. That's, I guess, largely because we're not consuming all the water. What if, okay. Let's, designate, let me find a spot to dump water. Now I'm going to put in a system that at priority is going to send water towards the base, but any excess water will be dropped down here. So now we won't see water being dropped or kept in here. Curious if that's going to mean that the water that comes out isn't going to be as cool, but we'll see. The other thing, let's get rid of this guy. We don't want to run water sieves for some reason. Okay, temperature here, 100. I kind of feel like this guy, yeah, I'm going to, think we'll move it. Let's have a look here. Okay, so we're collecting water. That means we shouldn't see the break in this. Good. What temperature are we getting? 31, so that's hot. That's hot. Ideally, that would not be the case. It's probably going to mean that we've got a problem in this line. Let's aim to fix this. So I want to put in a system here to dump excess water. So at priority, we'll consume this. But if we ever get too much, it'll be thrown to the side. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Try this again. Okay, so if we ever get too much in there, I mean, I could make this bigger. I could change I could add in more metal. Think about my options. So I thought of two things. Why don't we just take the regular cooling line, put that in some granite tilings, change out some radiant pipes. We'll get the water to go through some radiant pipes in this zone. And eventually have that go down like that. Push in more granite. Might need to have this kind of go like that. And then up here, I'm thinking to myself, well, first of all, let's take this hot stuff that's coming from the metal refinery. We can always add in more. We'll have gold production going on maybe. That's going to take this heat over here, but even if the metal refinery is not operating, this would also help exchange the heat from here over to here, getting helping this this liquid here evaporate. So we'll see how that goes. Take in more granite along that path. Water on the way out. So just make sure priority-wise it heads towards the base. That's good. Just to be safe. Why don't we put a liquid reservoir on this side? Ba-dum-bum-bum. This doesn't matter exactly where. We'll put that right there. And go up like that, through like that. Just to make sure we've got enough. So, oh, we won't get anywheres without this. And this is going to help the exchange the temperature if we do that. Yeah, I guess the good thing about pulling more water out means that this is getting too hot, which means this guy's not taking a break. Well, unless we're out of power. Eek. Okay. Hold on. How are we doing for hydrogen? We might, another hydrogen generator might be pretty easy. 9. Oh, yeah. Lots of hydrogen. Let's do that. So let's expand our hydrogen generators. Oh, did we lose connection? We did. Whoops, 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 whoops. Restore that. Put in at least 2 more. Got room for another one if we want in the future. Also connecting in the cooling line. How are we doing? Okay. I'm guessing that was due to... Oh, I'm using iron. That was not what was intended. I thought I was installing lead. But thank goodness the cooling line is going through here. Do we have some triage cots just in case? Bring in heavy wire line. I think we've got all that squared out. We're just waiting for some heavy wire lines. Let's go back over here. We should not see power issues. And we have achieved cooler temperatures. Oh! Where's the water? It's not hot enough. Okay, I mean, I can't do this forever, but I could add in that. What's the temperature of the cooling line? That's actually not at full... Oh. Yeah, that's... Okay, we can fix that. We don't have water. Oh, no. Okay, we haven't had water for a while. How is the oxygen? Okay, that hasn't been too bad. Okay, restoring the water line. Maybe? But we are... Okay, so this is an interesting problem. Let's say this is what I really want to have. Maybe I should... well, it doesn't matter. We're going to consume water priority anyway. If I really have to get water from this system... I mean, like I said, I could just simply up production of metal for the short term. I also didn't actually connect this, did I? This should help, but only to a certain degree. Okay, so now we'll have petroleum line go through here. So this is very hot petroleum. Wow, it's not even above 125. Okay, with 2 of these running, we're still having issues. Hold on. Our cooling line, are we just waiting? Oh, we might just be waiting for this to... Oh, I see another problem. Okay, I see water going into the system. That's a good sign. Though that's probably just the metal refinery. But at least this will keep this guy operating more regularly. The overall temperature in here is 34. Pretty warm. Any thought? Okay, I'll do some thinking. Just realized I forgot to patch this up. But I think I'm going to end for today just cheating a little bit. Well, I just mean in the sense that I'm going to cool off this zone. But this won't be a long-term strategy. This is only going to help for the short term. I think when I come back, I'll have to have more ideas. We are still out of water. So once this is in place, we'll have essentially this thermo aqua tuner trying to cool off this zone. We've got this guy continuing to run. It's hot enough right now to make steam. It's too thin. The water... Oh, that automation wire was not meant to be there. Go over here. Oh. Look at this. We've got a pressure of 300 or so grams. And then over here, we've got pressure of 35 kilograms. That's a big... Oh, we have polluted oxygen. No. Wait. What do we get from... Do we get polluted dirt? I thought I saw just dirt. Oh no. That's not cool. Because that's blocking these... Oh. Oh, okay, and the steam down here. Okay, so that's a shame. Okay, I will have to figure something out, maybe. So I'm just looking at the database here. It's indicating that polluted water at 119 or so turns into steam and a teeny bit of dirt. So not polluted dirt. So I don't know where the polluted oxygen came from, but I'm thinking if we can get rid of it, it won't keep coming back. At least that's the hope. So I guess this is a question of how do I get rid of it? All right, I'll need a little bit more time on that one. So my thinking is let's just... Oh, I'll have to destroy these two. You know what? Maybe I'm going to be... This is definitely going to cause issues. Let's do it this way. Let's try to temporarily... I was going to destroy some of these guys and then put in some tiles, make it a kind of box. Do that the safe way, but... I mean, it can be done. I just don't want it. It just seems like more work than I thought. So let's pop these instead. Okay, actually that did not take long. I'm kind of glad that I went with the easier solution. And fill these guys back in at high priority. That's definitely gonna cause some issues. Go build, 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 build. Okay, we're sealed back up. Let's go assign some... thank goodness we've got a dupe specialized in doctoring. And mop up this zone. Okay. So we've got water running in. We should see polluted water making its way in, at least partial some of the time. And unless there's some sort of disaster that happens, maybe this will be the last thing. I think we'll have to take out that bridge. I don't know if that means I have to pop this. I think I do. Temporarily. Technically, if I'm doing this, I wouldn't be a problem just to expose this to the hotter zone. I destroyed the wrong one. Shoot. Now we don't have water coming into our base. Yeah, let's double check that this is actually, it's just dirt. We've got no polluted oxygen. Okay, just regular dirt being shifted out of here. Let's clean up the whole zone. Over here we can take in some granite, install it like that. So that'll have a cooling effect here, but that's just going to be a temporary thing unless I start consuming this salt water, but that's not where I want to get my water from, so let's not do that. Kind of interesting. Oh, that's being dropped off from here? Yeah, okay. I was like, where is that coming from? I almost wonder if we should do that. Just so that polluted water doesn't kind of interact with this, though I think it'd be... Oh, but polluted water makes polluted oxygen. Yeah, and there's the polluted oxygen. Oh, okay, so make a fun spore. That's nice. Well, I might just have to leave it there tonight unless I'm going to take a quick break, see if I can think of some quickly, but I feel like this is a tomorrow thing. Well, really quickly, I'm just wondering if this is related to the fact that this is being sent over here. I do see polluted oxygen starting there. Maybe it's just in the fact that it's so high up. Yes, we'll get rid of that. Maybe that's enough. But maybe the idea is the pressure is high enough over here that that's just not getting the other thing. Maybe there's a reason I should lower this. Maybe I'll take that back down to 10. Maybe with all those changes we won't have to do. Let's just wait for this to boil off. It's 122. You think it... Okay, there it is. There it goes. Let's just pop that again. Pop over here. Okay, that's enough. Unless there... Oh, there is. Okay, I have the feeling I'm going to... No. No! Not the end of the world, but let's try to get you out. Okay. So, do we have any polluted oxygen? Steam, 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 steam. Maybe the pressure over here versus over here will keep that from happening. And maybe this check will be good. Otherwise, my other thought is, I wonder if I have to sort of make like a hood type of here to be able to collect some of the polluted oxygen. But I'm hoping that's not going to be the case. Maybe we got it. Maybe this... no, there's some polluted. Nah. Let's get you, just because I feel like you should be up there. Alright, well... Let's... Just in case that was a piece that was from earlier, and we actually solved the issue. Let's just open this up. Put that back in. I'll let this run enough to see whether we get another piece of polluted oxygen or not. That way, if I do, maybe I'll try to brainstorm tomorrow before playing this as to whether I can come up with something. Okay, so close. Polluted oxygen. That's not coming from the dirt. I thought that maybe it was polluted dirt I was getting. Okay, let's let this run for just a little bit. Let's check on some other things in the meantime. So we're getting our water system out. That's just keeping up with supply. So we've got just a tiny bit backed up, but nothing backed up in the liquid reservoir. So we don't have a lot. Let's just mop up there. Let's look at the overall base temperature. Ooh. Okay, some of these electrolyzers need to be visited. Maybe I'll do that now. Rerouted some water. Let that drain out a little bit. Then we'll bring in a cooling line. Installing some radiant pipes here. Oh, our cooling line's not moving. What did I do? What did I do? Is that just a recent break? Actually, I have no idea how long that's been going. Oh, maybe this is the issue. Okay, though these guys are not being visited either. So let's put in some radiant pipes, maybe just a few pieces around like that. Have that go into there, that go into there. That come back into there. Cut that out. This is probably another hot area. Radiant pipe up like this. And that looks a little bit better. And this looks like another hot spot up here, so maybe we'll finish on this. Oh, meant to kind of... Actually, no, do that the other way around. Whoops. I'm not going to be patient on this one. That. Connect on this alternate route. Add in just a little bit more radiant pipes. So probably the electrolyzers in the center where most of the dupes are spending the time breathing are producing most of the oxygen / heat. Let's double check the temperature. 49 degrees all of a sudden. Whoa, what? Oh, maybe this setup is not so cool. Really? Okay. Okay. All right, maybe cancel this. After all. A little bit of good news, I don't see any polluted oxygen. So maybe we got the kind of right balance now. Let's have disconnect. Push that back in. I'll see if I can get the temperature to cool down. Oh, okay. Now we're in the situation. I need to have this sort of set up. Let's just do this. Take out a single piece, see if that'll be enough. Oh, technically, yeah. Exactly, I can do that. As soon as this is created, this should be the excess being drained out. getting the system to be back online, because this is not cool. Natural gas. Where's the natural gas coming from? Okay, there we are. There we are. Cooling going back online. Yeah, actually, I was going to say maybe this is the issue, but no, we're not even... We're running out of water. We're running out of water. Okay, water coming in. This guy producing heat. Let's ask for a little bit of more gold. We'll do some gold decorating here in a little bit. So we should be getting... Oh, I see. Let's take that up to 20. Maybe this is part of the problem, allowing a little bit more steam. But basically, this is... I can only get as much water as as this is allowing in. I either need more heat. I think that's probably the primary thing. I wonder if a third thermoaqua tuner would be necessary. That's all a lot of power. I might want to put these guys in a power plant. But okay. No, no. That's way too hot. That's way too hot. Oh, that's going to be painful. Alright, maybe that was just temporary, though. Clearly, if I'm consuming one, let's not do that. Clearly, this isn't going to work. But if I was consuming water at full rate, clearly, this needs to slow down to give more time for cooling. If I did need to consume that amount of water, what would I do? Maybe that's something we'll think about next time. I think I'm going to wrap it up here. So this is, after a little bit of a regular playthrough, I kind of put in a curveball. Maybe I'll continue on to try to solve this problem. And then maybe I've got some other curveballs to throw. And perhaps this is what this series is going to be from this point on. Calories are low. Automation of this clearly going to be essential. Where's the other thing I've got to check is the Pacus. Okay, running low on them, so I'm going to go pick a few of these and have them sent over here. 1, 2, and automating this. If this was going to be... Actually, I don't think this is going to be my long-term food source. Maybe that should be the next thing I work on. And just up our calories, do that. Alright, well, I think that is going to be it for today. We'll see what the consequences of all this hot water going in, but maybe that'll start to cool off. Actually, let's just let this run a little bit. Oh. Okay, because now we're getting that. Let's just skip this for a moment. I'm just curious if this was backed up. Whether it would actually be fine in terms of temperature. Right now, 46 degrees. That is not good. But hold on. Let's watch this go down. Are we going to now be in a situation where we give this more time? Alright, I'm going to let this run for a minute or two. I'll show you what I get out of it, and then I'll call it a day. I think one thing that could help is if I took this down, maybe even cooler. Maybe we'll take that down as well. We're getting cooler liquid going through. Water's starting to be backed up. So out of this zone, we're getting about 60 degrees going into this zone. And coming down to 29. So it's getting better. And if I'm consuming water, and it's even seeming to go down slowly. 29, 28, maybe even 27. All right. Well, I think I'm going to wrap up on this. I'll see you guys next time on Camp Terra, playing Oxygen Not Included.